Sorry. Okay, go ahead. So what
I
is an
think one of the
advantage?
So I think one of the major advantages of using Quack is that we can be in this forum where we talk all together as a whole group and have some discussion, or hear a presentation from, the professor or another classmate. But then we can also go off and do group work in these quiet rooms where literally we can be talking with just our 3 or 4 members and no one else is hearing that. And it's kind of a nice way to have a collaborative time with our group and be able to go back and forth between a whole group dynamic and the small group.
I completely agree with Katie on that. And I feel that I've done Blackboard and other courses like that. I think the advantage of this is just being able to talk and carry on a conversation. You're able to make sure your communication is a little more on point and you can clear up discussions instead of having to wait for someone else to respond to you in a typing format and go back and forth. But we are also able to, while we're talking, put up the whiteboards and still type and get thoughts on paper and communicate that way.
And I think it's invaluable as a part of the program that we have real face-to-face colleagues from all across the state. It's not posting something to a forum that someone else is going to read and maybe respond to, but you're real time in the same room looking face to face at other teachers and possible administrators from all across the state and forming those relationships also as a part of learning.
And I think it makes a big difference too to have the ability to be in a classroom with a group of people, and you can have the ability to do a class and have a professor and not just be posting papers or work like I know a lot of my colleagues at school have done through master's programs where they just have an assignment and they don't have any interaction with anybody else in their class or the professor besides through submitting a paper and getting a grade or posting to a forum. So this gives you the work component of it, but also the ability to collaborate and work with others and have a professor in the classroom with you at the same time.
I think those are all great points, and I teach some online classes using some other formats where we're not all meeting at the same place at the same time, and those have their merits as well. But it's a lot easier, and of course it depends on the personality of the student. But it's a lot easier to procrastinate in a class where you're not expected to be there, where uh, people don't miss you when you're not there. I mean, here in this case, we know who's going to be here and we know who's not there, and we miss them when they're gone, and we know that they wonder where we are if we're not there. And it makes it a lot easier to stay engaged and stay on top of things. Additionally, I think one common theme that I'm hearing from a lot of people is when we get to sit in front of each other and talk to each other in real time, ask questions in real time, look at PowerPoint presentations in real time. All of these things are a huge advantage. Plus, the little avatar guys are really neat to work with.
My wife and I are both in grad school. Um, Her institution does not have OpenQuaq, and it's just simply, you know, discussion board and turn in papers, and they do group work, but you never get to talk to your group members. You don't get to meet online, and it's very frustrating for her because, she might have someone in her group who has a name that's Jamie, and she doesn't know if it's a girl or a boy because you never meet them, you never talk to them. Um, and also the experiences that we have, um, having a face-to-face conversation, but you don't have to drive to an institution. You can sit in the comfort of your home and get an education, further your education, and the discussions we have are invaluable. Some of the stories we share and the experiences that we share, we can take into our careers. And hey, I remember this conversation I had with a classmate online and it's helping me become a better professional at what I'm doing today.
I agree with what everyone's been saying. I think that this is definitely the best of all the worlds. You're in a real-time class with colleagues, so you have the collaboration component, and you also have the accountability, like Maynard was talking about, because you need to come as prepared, and then you also get to learn a lot from your colleagues, and then you also get to do it from the comfort of your own home. You're not having to teach yourself and post papers and, like someone was saying, hoping someone reads your forum post and responds, but um, you actually get to have actual conversations with real life people in the same situation that you're in, which just helps make us all better.
Pues a mí me encanta trabajar con todos mis compañeros.
You're telling us that we can even have bilingual education in here? See?
Sí, señora.
What do you think about the rigor of work that you've been asked to do in this program? Is it, do you feel prepared to be a principal?
I've told a few of my colleagues some of the assignments that we've done, and they just their jaw drops. I think it's very challenging. It's very rewarding. I've felt challenged, but I've also felt empowered. Um, you know, it, at the end of the day, when you put out your product, you feel pretty good about it. So yes, ma'am, I think it's very beneficial.
Well, I certainly do appreciate your time and talking with me tonight about the program. And are there any closing remarks that you want to make? Well, thanks for hanging out with me, and I really appreciate y'all. Have a good night.